Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, where we are currently in a somewhat larger war than we had anticipated. We are currently at war with Brazil, Argentina, Venezuela, Spain, Cuba, Paraguay, Philippines, and that concludes the list. Sweden and Ioteriora, that is not how that is pronounced, have both capitulated, and that's absolutely fine. Now, on our side is their capitalist revolt, and Uruguay, which has already capitulated. Okay, we have some allies we can call in, and we're going to do exactly that. We're just going to go right on down this list and call in all of them. Wonderful. So there we go. And now the question is, how do we want to deal with this? So the only people in Asia are the Philippines. They're very weak. The only people in Europe is Spain. Now, in terms of our naval invasions, we're very limited at this time. Navally, we can only do 10 units at a time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell these guys to come on over here and prepare a naval invasion from here to wherever this is. Yeah, I think that's in here, but it might also be here. We'll do both. That'll be fine. So we will assign these guys in here. They didn't get assigned to that order. This said 0 divisions. Apparently we can't assign them to this. Interesting. That's because this is still active. Okay, gotcha. So we delete that, and then we need to come down over here, assign them here. So I want to crush the Philippines first. That is mission number 1. They can get going on that as soon as they're ready. We're going to have to do these kind of one at a time, I believe. So I'm going to take our navy from the Gulf of Bothnia here. We're going to tell them don't do that, and we're going to tell them to instead come down to the South China Sea. And that'll be okay. They're going to support this, and we want them to patrol the South China Sea. So they'll arrive over there eventually. No accessible regions here, but that's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. So they're going to patrol the South China Sea. That'll be okay. And we're going to launch our attack on the Philippines soon enough. However, Brazil called Venezuela. I think we expected Venezuela to be in this already. I'm fairly certain that we did. Okay. Spain is called Cuba, and Brazil is called Argentina. Yes, we expect all of these. Those were already in the list. So I thought we were at war with them already, but I guess not. Philippines, and we've been embargoed by Baden, okay, and Belgium, and Switzerland. Sure. Seems reasonably fine, but everybody's going to be upset very soon. So I want to make sure that we have in our naval support landing craft. That's going to bump up our landing capacity by plus 20, so it'll be a maximum of 30. That will be a very helpful thing for us as we invade Sweden, or not Sweden, as we invade Spain, and as we invade South America. Both of those will be necessary. So this is one of our infantry division templates here, and that guy is going to go here, but the one that is ours is, of course, going to go here. Okay, so that looks good. For the moment, we do not see any incursions. We'll keep an eye on that. They might try to launch a naval invasion on us. But for the moment, I want to crush this down over here. Okay, we have this infantry division. Well, actually, hang on. We have these 4 infantry divisions, which are all our infantry division. This guy goes in here. Okay, the rest of these are going to sort in here. Looks good. We don't have orders for those right now. We don't have a front, and a front isn't going to break out for a while. That's for sure. A Canadian operative was captured. Yeah, we're starting to see the democracies doing things now. A Mountaineer division. I'll just toss that into here. We're starting to see the democracies doing things, and that is to be expected. I would like to work up our tank production even further. I'm going to set it at 150, so just absolutely max. We don't currently have the military factories to do that. And I have gone through and queued up a few additional anti-air and a few additional infrastructure. We could build some additional military factories, though. And I'm very tempted to do this. I'm going to. Let's get these completed. I want to put these into tank production. So we're going to get these going. And not all of these are going to go directly to us. That is understood. Do we have a region-wide industrial integration? We can diversify elite forces. But I don't think we need to do that right now. We can do a region-wide industrial integration and an industrial land appropriation. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll do exactly that, and we'll continue to work on these military factories up over here.
Nice.
Ooh, I selected something instead of actually constructing there. That's exciting. That was not anticipated. Okay, we'll construct here, construct here. These are all going to be military factories. We want these to be focused in on... Oh, right, we can't actually queue up there. That one's a little bit bugged. But we're going to be focused in on making sure that these areas are actually under control in terms of, like, how much production we can do, right? We want to ramp up our military production right now. So that is exactly what we're doing. Lots of... These are civilian factories. I'm dumb. Okay, this was intended to be military factories. Let's try that again, making sure that they're military this time. That would help. So most of these were down over this way. Okay, we can't queue up over here. That sounds good. There were some areas out this direction. Right up over here. Okay, there's territories we don't even know that we possess at this point, and that is always fun. So we're going to hop up over here, and that all looks good except for these little bits of Sweden. Okay. So something along the lines of that. Now we're going to have to go through and do that again once Concentrated Industry 5 finishes. But that's reasonably fine. So we'll get that all underway, and that is going to keep our civilian factories busy for a while. We've got a lot of upgrades queued up there. That is absolutely fine. For the moment, we are working on this naval invasion over here. And how's that progress going? Can we see? Where can we see that? This tooltip isn't actually helping? Okay. Well, these guys aren't arrived down here yet. It's going to take them some time to get there. So that's okay. They are on their way, and we're preparing to take out the Philippines. Next up, I believe our target should be Spain. So that's going to be this area out over here. I've also noticed that Spain owns Puerto Rico, which is fine. But I don't believe that they own anything else unless they're teeny tiny little islands. Oh, there's a little bit of Africa over here. Okay. And a little bit over this way. They'll probably capitulate before we get to there. So that's fine. We just need to attack mainland Spain, and I'm leaning towards attacking right here, where they already have 2 existing level 4 naval bases. We'll see how that attack ends up going. Getting a foothold over there is likely going to be difficult. But I want to get the Philippines eliminated first and have Asia be at peace, and then we'll attack in Europe and have Europe be at peace, and then South America. That's the idea. We're just doing this like continent by continent. So that's absolutely fine. We'll be arriving down over here fairly soon. Although we probably should make sure that we've queued up all of our railways. Oh, this is a lot. That's a whole lot. Okay. I feel like the military factories are more important right now. So I'm just going to go through and queue these up, but not at the top of the list. And the game is running at the same time. We may have to stop from this soon enough. But for the moment, this'll do. So I do want to get these all eventually maxed out. Oh, we currently have a research slot available. So we're going to grab what? Well, I think modern medium airframes. There we go. That'll be fine. Next up, we're going to continue to grab out over this way. Looks good. So we do need to have all of these maxed out, but it's not really a huge priority at this time. So I'll get them queued. I wish there was a way to press one button and upgrade all railways to a particular level. That would be a really, really convenient thing to have. Unfortunately, as far as I know, that does not exist. But we'll just continue to work our way through China over here. And get these railways maxed out. So that will be important. Ooh, we can grab a doctrine, and we should do that. So convoy interdiction will be fine. And we also have an armored division. We'll move that in right over here. Military industrial organization. Okay, sure. So this is going to end up being either minus 2% defense and minus 3% production cost for mechanized, or plus 5% armor for mechanized. And we'll take the armor upgrade. Thank you very much. Okay, so that looks good. Down over this way, how are we doing on our preparations here? Well, it's being slowly worked on. Okay. Well, in the meantime, of course, we will continue to work through our railways. Note that I am not queuing these up at the bottom, or rather at the top of the list. I'm queuing them up at the bottom. So that is okay. We're not going to be messing with anything in that regard. But eventually, we are going to want these to be finished. Okay, we've got a bunch of upgrades to do just throughout the entire China region. We have already maxed out everything else, in theory. And I'm wondering what kind of connections we have to our regular railway network. Out here in the Gobi Desert, things are pretty sparse, but we would expect that. That is absolutely normal. Okay, we have another unassigned division here. This is an infantry division that is not one of our divisions, and so it goes there. Fantastic. So out over this way, of course, we need to continue to queue up these railways. And I want to check down over this way. This is already done. This is already done as well. That's done. Okay, good. So no problem there. We just need to continue to upgrade a bunch of these Chinese railways, because these are a bit behind the curve. And that's fine. We'll just get that queued, and eventually it will get done. Eventually. But this war is going to be kind of a bit of a phony war for a little bit here. Unless they decide to invade us. If they do, then things will get a little bit real. We're not really defending our coastlines in any meaningful way right now. So that'll be exciting. It'll take us some time to get there, but we'll definitely look to pen them in if they do that. Okay, we have an additional unassigned division here. This is actually an armored division, and that is going to go here. Looks good. Continuing our railway construction out over this way, we can head down over to Korea real quick. If we can actually select this railway connection, that would be nice. And just make our way on through here. Upgrading all of these guys. Fantastic. But this is a low priority, and this does connect up to our network up here, which is fully expected, of course. Excellent. So something along the lines of that. We are not quite done with upgrading the Chinese railways yet. There's a fair amount to go. So we need to head up over this way next. Well, we don't have to, but we are heading this way next. And let's hop over to our infantry division here. This guy is one of our divisions and will, as such, be sorted in here. Are there other infantry divisions? There are. So we've got two here. I'm going to put one here and the other one in the next army, just because that was maxed out. Okay, so that'll be good. We'll start up another naval invasion as soon as we have our next level of landing craft ready to go. But we'll launch down over here. I kind of expect this army to be able to conquer the Philippines on their own. We'll see how realistic that ends up being, but that is the expectation as of right now. There's a fair amount out over this way that is not actually fully upgraded. Remarkable. Okay, so we'll get this all underway. For some reason, I thought that we had upgraded all of this, but apparently not. That's fine. We'll definitely work our way through these and get all of these upgraded soon enough. It's not a high priority, though. We just want to have it queued up so that if our civilian factories don't have anything else to do, they can work on this at least. So that'll be okay. This is a level 1. This is a level 1. Yeah, these definitely need to be worked on. No doubt about that. So we'll just make our way out over this direction. There we go. Concentrated Industry 5 wraps up. And that is absolutely phenomenal. That means that we're basically done with our industry research other than going this way. But we do need synthetic oil experiments to finish up. That's 32 days left, and I do want to build some synthetic refineries, specifically for the rubber. We're going to want rubber, so that will be a very important thing. Next, I do want to continue to work on some railways up over this way. Ooh, there's a bunch up over here that were apparently missed. Okay, I'm just checking through here. This is a level 1 railway here. Out in Ukraine, of course, we're going to have some that were not upgraded, and that's not surprising. Okay, so we'll get these going. That will be absolutely fine. And the question is, when is this going to launch? It's very, very soon. So that's good. Okay, getting all of that set up. Ukraine is nearly all queued up here. I think we're going to have to zoom in a bit over this way. And we got an autosave. Okay, that was spicy. And we are then just going to grab this guy as well. There we go. A couple more in Ukraine to be upgraded. But something along the lines of that. Okay, heading up over this way. Are these all upgraded? No, not yet. Okay, some of these may have been built by our vassal. And that's absolutely fine. Okay, making our way out this direction, right? And I want to just check down through this area. Ah, yep, out over this way. As expected. So we'll get a few more upgrades going out over here. And up in our vassal up here, there's a lot of upgrades needed to be done. We didn't really queue up upgrades in our vassals, so that's not necessarily shocking. But we'll get them queued up now. Okay. Apparently I built a new railway there accidentally. That's fine. I'm not actually concerned about it. It is not a bad thing. Okay. So we'll get these railways upgraded up. I really wish there was a button to just upgrade all railways. That would be really nice. Oh, I just built a bunch over here. Okay, sure, whatever. That's what happens when you misclick. It's okay. So we're just going to continue to work our way through over here. We have the vast majority of these queued at this point. But we have a few more out this way yet. Cool. Something along the lines of that. Is that all of them? Well, here's one. That didn't get upgraded. Checking our way through all of these. That all looks pretty good, all things considered. Heading up this way. Let's be at this altitude is the highest we can be and see these. Okay. The frame rate isn't great with all of this rendering, but that's okay. We'll make our way through this and just double check real quick. It all looks pretty good. Yeah. It all looks pretty good. I believe that's all of it. Fantastic. So we do have this unassigned division here. That's an armored division, and in it goes. Excellent. And these guys will be departing shortly. So I want to move our fleet here to be on naval invasion assist. Okay, I want everybody out over here. On naval invasion, or actually on patrol. Our forces are not actually out over here. No accessible region for these guys. These guys, I'm not sure where exactly they are. But I would like to move these lads in here. There we go. And patrol out over here, please. So any of these that can are going to head out this way. That said, these reserve fleets have no accessible regions, and this is due to their range. This isn't surprising. Our ships are pretty garbage. And to that end, we're not going to launch this until we have sufficient naval support here, or naval supremacy, rather. So that's going to be a bit awkward for us. We'll see when our ships end up arriving here. We should probably consider upgrading our ships at some point. But these guys are making their way down. Now, I would like to kind of consolidate all of these task forces together. And we'll do that. Okay, this is now showing us no accessible regions. And I believe that is, yeah, just due to the naval invasion, or rather, due to the naval range. So, to that end, we could definitely think about changing that up. So, if we wanted to do that, we would go in here and probably change our 1936 submarine hull. And we could try to get some additional range out of this. So, if we look at our max range, it's 4,000 kilometers right now. That's not great. These are all weapons here. The engine would be the same. Okay, so we probably would have to go up to a different hull. That's okay. Yeah, we could do that, but we haven't really done our research as of yet. So that is mildly awkward for us. The question is, how can we go about getting ships here, right? So this is no accessible region, and that is due to the range, we believe. Although, with this selected, that's very interesting. Our fleet does not have access to this region, but it's showing as, it's because of going around Africa. Okay. Because of that, we may need to attack Spain first. That would give us access to these regions here, which would likely allow us to sail all the way around. Okay, that is noted. So if that is indeed the case, then I want to have these guys not come down here, obviously, and instead we want to go to the Bay of Biscay. And we'll do naval exercises then. And we would also want to control a fair amount of territory up this direction, right? So we'd want to control, like, we'd want to patrol, like, all of this. Which would be mildly awkward. But we can do that for now. Okay. So next we're going to need to delete this order. This order is currently impossible for us to execute. And instead, we'd want to move this guy and do a naval invasion from here over to here and here, like that. And we'll tell them to get started on that. No, I don't want to delete it. Okay. Now, as far as our navy goes, we do not actually need to patrol out over here. We can just do this. Now, this is telling us no accessible regions either. But what we really need to do is select this guy. And this should be accessible at this point. In theory. So I want you down over this way. Apparently we can't patrol any of this, which is very awkward for us. Our fleet does not have access to this region, but it doesn't show that we don't have access until down here. So where are we? Where is this fleet? They're currently here? Okay. Well, that is certainly awkward for us. That does pretty much mean that we're going to have to attack the south here, which is not my preferred stratagem. That's for sure. Okay, so if we have to attack the south, we can do that. So we'd be launching from here and landing like this. And where did that even go? It's not visible, but I think they're actually doing it. I'm not sure what path they're going to take. But okay. So now we need to select these guys, specifically these guys. And we need to add in, likely, all of these zones. Okay. So something along the lines of that. Right? That would be what we'd end up doing. So as far as the Bosphorus, armies and navies can't pass. Right. So we'd have to get that from the Ottoman Empire. So that is going to be awkward for us. How would we go about doing that for the Bosporus Strait? Due to our neutral relations with all controllers, so we would need friendlier relations with them. Okay. So they're currently non-aligned. And what do we want to do about that? Well, we can improve relations with them, and we definitely want to do that one. So that's why we can't cross here. Understood. So the Ottoman Empire falling would be very useful. We can't get to Spain, and we might actually be able to get down here. So we've got this, this fleet here. I'm going to make this into a new fleet, and we're going to tell them to patrol here. Okay. These guys are going to go back to their naval invasion order, which should be a valid order still. Nobody was assigned to this. Okay. We are going to need to delete this unit's order for the time being. Although that's kind of difficult for us because it doesn't really show up. I'm going to give them a new order, and we're just going to tell them to frontline out over here. and all of their divisions will be assigned to this. No, they won't, apparently. These guys were not assigned to it, and cannot be assigned to it. Okay, I'm going to make these into a new army, so that hopefully they forget about it. I can't do that either. Okay, this seems bugged, then. We can't move them around. This order appears to have just vanished because we can't get access through the Bosporus, presumably. As for why these guys can't get different orders, I don't know. That is an awkward one. I'd like to be able to get them different orders or move them to a different army. Maybe we remove them from the army group. That'll update it. No. And the order is not there to be deleted. Okay, so we're going to have to just hold off on that, I guess. When are we going to end up getting our upgrade on landing craft? 64 days? Okay, so we'll be able to work with it then. And I want to go for rubber processing here. This is an armored division. That's fine. We're going to move these guys back over here for now. And yeah, this naval invasion order is very awkward for us. For the time being, we'll just have to hope that the Ottoman Empire ends up liking us enough to do this. We'll see. Their current opinion of us is actually plus 23. So that doesn't seem too bad. That is working its way up. And eventually, we're going to want to make our way through this. They would actually join a faction with us. That's interesting. Because they're feeling threatened by us. As well they should. I kind of don't want to make a faction with them, so that's, you know, kind of awkward. So we can't do this until we have our naval invasion technology here. 55 days. We'll get there. We may or may not end up wresting control of this navy here, or rather of this location. Looks like we are winning that, which is mildly surprising, but we did beat Brazil there. So our current naval supremacy is 13, 17. Okay, it's not great out over here, that's for sure. So I would be interested in finding, let's see, this is operating in the Black Sea. So my question is, where are these 10 destroyers? Where indeed? Navy in this game works weird. These are docked in Kuban right now, and I think that we want to move them somewhere else. Where are you? Up over here? Yeah, we can't actually do anything with that. Okay, that's reasonably fine for the moment. So, as of right now, trade can pass through the Bosporus, but once permission type goes up to friend, then armies and navies can pass. So we could get the Ottomans into our faction. That would also get us a naval base over here, which might be really, really cute if we have basing rights there, right? So that might not be a bad idea. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish up our research, and we're going to go in and attack the Philippines as soon as we can. That'll be potentially awkward for us. Navies are our downfall right now, as we would normally expect. That is absolutely fine and understood. We may well look to make friends with the Ottoman Empire and create a faction with them, at least temporarily. They would currently accept this, and that is definitely very, very interesting. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kentogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.